Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be an abs and cardio workout. You know, as you can probably tell from the title. Ooh, you can see me in the background there. Anyways, I don't do these a lot, so usually I tack on abs and cardio to, like, I'll tack on an ab circuit onto the end of like an upper body workout and tag on cardio to also an upper body workout, because I don't like doing things in addition to legs because leg day alone kills me. So usually I'll tack it on to another day, but sometimes I like doing these days where it is exclusively, that's my focus is. So it's mostly a lot of like cardio and high intensity interval training, and then I will throw in like an ab circuit in there as well, because those also keep my heart rate up, and it's just all around a good workout. So we are going to head over to the gym and get started. The first bit of this workout is all treadmill work. So starting off with a nice incline walk. So I have the incline cranked up to 12 and the speed at 3.5. Basically, you just want a relatively high incline on your treadmill, and you are going to walk at a pace that is, you know, a nice average speed walk. Don't be going too slow, but also it's gonna get a lot more intense from here. So basically the whole point here is just to get your heart rate up in 10 minutes before we get into the real fun part, which is sprints. So I am going to crank that speed up as high as I can get it, and I'm going to go for 30 seconds. So a fun little hack here is that you're going to need to pick up the treadmill speed before that minute mark if you want to actually be able to sprint for 30 seconds. So my general range is right at the 53 second mark. I hit my sprint speed and gradually start picking up pace. So after 30 seconds of sprint, you go back to a walk. You can either turn the speed down and gradually slow down, or you can take a shortcut like I do and hop off the sides. Just make sure when you're doing that you are being very careful on your knees, because it's easy to injure yourself doing that. So I would practice doing that at a speed that's not a full sprint before you start doing it in your sprints, just to make sure that you're not going to put yourself at risk of anything. Anyways, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, repeating that 10 times, and that is the end of this treadmill cardio bit, and we're going to move into abs. Good stuff. So this whole ab sequence is a circuit, which means you will do the entire thing without taking a rest, which is great for keeping up that cardio aspect of this workout and keeping your heart rate high the whole time, because you are constantly in motion. The first exercise are these circle crunches. I don't think they have an official name. That is just what we're calling them. And basically you're going to take a weight or do them with no weight if that is what feels right for you, and just take it all the way down the right side, up around the left and overhead again, and then repeat the same thing in the opposite direction. So that weight is making a big circle and you are doing a crunch in the middle. This is great because it really activates all parts of your abs. You'll get a little bit oblique work, but it's also a crunch, so it's right in the middle of that core. All that good stuff. Do a total of 10 of those and move on to the next exercise, which is these leg lifts with a scissor at the bottom. So only go down on these as far as you can without letting your lower back lift up off the mat. So if that's not all the way down, that is totally fine, but you just want to make sure that lower back doesn't lift up, because then all of the work starts to be focused in your quads and hip flexors instead of your abs. And considering this is an ab sequence, we want to make sure that we are really keeping that focus in those lower abs. So a grand total of 12 of these. You can alternate which leg goes on top first in these scissors to keep it interesting, or just do it the exact way every time. It is entirely up to you. Next up, I am using these funky little stacks for aerobic steps, doing Russian twists and basically bringing all of them over to one side and back. You obviously can do this without these little stacks if you don't have them at your gym, but it makes it fun. It's like a nice thing to accomplish because you have brought all of them over and all of them back. I have a total of 8, so that will add up to a total of 16 reps as I bring them all the way over and all the way back. Now, the next exercise also uses these funky little steps, and I am just bringing them behind me as I lean back and then doing a full sit-up to grab them. So this first half is the easier half because when you're doing your sit-up, your arms are still fully free. And then after you have done the first 8 and brought all of your little step things back, you just grab them and bring them forward. So it'll probably take a little bit of work, as you can just see right there, to really figure out and grab them when you can't see them, but you get there. You find a rhythm, you figure out where you're supposed to reach, and you just go for it. So if you don't have the blocks, just 16 sit-ups, but the blocks make it fun. And then finishing off, now that you've already really, done some intense ab work, we're gonna make it even more fun by adding on 3 30-second planks. So the first one is just, good old regular plank for a solid 30 seconds. I'm just gonna let you watch me struggle for a little bit. Really focus on that straight line all the way from shoulders to feet. Don't let your back arch too much. Don't let your butt come up too far. 30 seconds, and then we come to the side. And once again, focus on making a straight line. Really feel that core. You can put your foot either in front or behind if you need some additional stabilization. But if you can stack them, it's even better. And just watch your timer. Other side, so last 30-second hold. Once you finish this, you will rest for a minute or so, not super long break, just enough to catch your breath, and then repeat this whole sequence another 2 or 3 more times, depending on, how much time you have and how much you're in the mood to really challenge yourself. Also, make this a little bit more advanced, lift that leg up and focus on balancing that way. Now that we have finished the abs section, moving back into more cardio. So this is all HIIT. The first exercise are these squats into a star jump. So tap the floor and then jump up and make a star. I am doing 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. That is just generally how I do my HIIT workouts, and I do 5 exercises and repeat them twice over for a total of 10 minutes. If 40 and 20 is a little too much, try 30-30. Still accomplishes the same goal of getting your heart rate up and giving yourself time to recover. Next up are these funky little cross legs into an oblique crunch. These take a little bit of practice to really figure out the leg movement, but as always, a little bit of coordination practice is good. So I am just gonna knock out another 40 seconds of these. And now the most awkward thing ever to film, which are these fun bear walks into mountain climbers. So I am, climbing all the way up, walking all the way back out to a plank and doing 4 mountain climbers. These work the best when you can just have like a wide open space and go in one direction, but sometimes you just gotta do the awkward little turnaround like I just did there. But whole point is just keep moving. So even if you have a tiny space and have to constantly turn back around after each walk. You're still getting the same thing. You're just working with the space you got, which is just as good. Fourth exercise are good old-fashioned burpees. So, yeah, I'm sorry for this, but go all the way down, come all the way up. You can make this a regular push-up. You can go all the way down to the floor. You can drop your knees down and do a modified push-up. Whatever is the version of a burpee that works for you, but just 40 seconds of them and you will hate your life for those 40 seconds, but then you're done and can rest for 20 seconds before the next exercise comes up, and you only have to do burpees twice over. And the last exercise is just real solid, good cardio, and it's just high knees for 40 seconds. Really focus on getting your knees all the way up and try not to roll your ankle like I almost just did, but knees should come all the way up to tap your hands so that you're engaging your core and really making this a challenging bit. But you'll repeat 2 times. Try to keep your hair up, but sometimes it has a mind of its own, so just roll with it. Once you've done this, another 10 minutes of HIIT and your workout is done. Take a moment to pull your hair back up and jump right back in, repeat it all over again. And that's the dang thing. You did the dang thing. I hope you enjoyed that workout. If you did, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, you can hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys next week for next week's video.